start recording. But yeah, I completely forgot to do the VHS of the week. I was literally like in my head earlier, like, oh, I need to do VHS of the week. I don't know, I haven't really watched any this week. I need to put one on the thing. I need to watch one and put it on the command. I forgot to do that. So before stream, and I meant to do that, but I just didn't. So yeah, and that. Why is my face cam lagging? This is usually when my bitrate goes a bit down. Usually at the start of stream, it's when my bitrate dies. And it's just gone down. It just keeps going up between like 4,000 and like 3,800, which is fine. But yeah, so today we're going to be starting Talking About a Blaze from the Edge of Investigations collection. And why is my webcam lagging so much? Oh my god. I think it's when I switch between tabs on the what's it called? Strategy Wiki. In case I ever need any help with in case I have Strategy Wiki like open. But yeah, so first we're gonna talk about the new Ninjago episodes, because they released yesterday and I watched them all yesterday on ITVX. I generally love this season. There's a lot more like new Elemental Masters getting introduced with the Tournament of Sources. Off the top of my head, there was some that were like who like came back from previous seasons. So the ones that came back from previous seasons was Camille, who's the master of form, Neuro, who's the master of the mind, Tox, who's the master of poison, and Mr. Pale, who is the master of light. So those are the 5 that came back from previous seasons, not including our main characters, because obviously they'll be in every season. But yeah, and then I'm talking about the characters who were like reintroduced in Tournament of Sources. And then off the top of my head, spoilers by the way for Dragon's Rising Season 2 Part 2. But yeah, so, and then off the top of my head, the new Elemental Masters that got introduced this season. So there was Frax. I think his name is like Fract. I think it's Frax, who is like the master of Quake, so like earthquakes and shit. And then there's the master of surface tension. Surface tension. Some of these elements, by the way, aren't explicitly like mentioned in the show. They're only like shown. But I did a lot of digging on the wiki. Not really. I just searched up elements and just looked through and see the new ones and be like, oh yeah, that's the character from the new episodes. So yeah, surface tension. She's the monks who like made the bubbles and shit. And then there's a master of what was it? Figment. That was like the skeleton guy that was like duplicating himself. And then there's a few other Elemental Masters that we don't know the element of. Like there's a Kragling that like we don't know the element of. And then there's the Elemental Master of Reflex, who I cannot remember the life of for the life of me. Who I can't even remember the name of even for the life of me. But yeah, he's like even though he was like in one episode he had like a pretty major role. Not like a major role, but like he was kind of important to that like episode's like storyline. But yeah, he's the one with like the horns on it. The purple guy with the horns. But yeah, he's the master of reflex. Zeatrix got like officially like introduced. Like we knew of her from last year's season. We got introduced to her through a flashback, but we haven't really got to know her character now. Like, I just assumed that she was dead this whole time and that Beatrix had murdered her. But apparently not. She's alive and for some reason now looks exactly like Beatrix. Like, yeah, they're twins. But at the very least, in the last season, in the flashback, they had different hairstyles, but now Beatrix has the same hairstyle as Beatrix. I don't understand that. Beatrix is the master of shockwave, by the way. And also there's a new master of sound, I think. And it's a new master of shadow. Oh, I can't remember her name either. Her name was explicitly mentioned in the episode where they went to the tournament. But I cannot remember it. It starts with like an O or something. Oh, this is gonna bug me. Okay, I'm gonna look it up on my phone what her name is. I'm gonna look up what the Master of Reflex's name is as well. So, Master of Shadow Ninjago. What is her name? Okay, what is her name? The first result that comes up when you type in Master of Shadow Ninjago is Shade. So I'm trying to go to the Shadow wiki. Who is the current news? Obscuria, that's her name. And then we've got the Master of Reflex Ninjago. What is his name? Zer, that's his name. Zer's his name. Is there any other elements that I'm missing from the new season? Elements Ninjago. Are there any other elements that I'm missing? I'm looking on the wiki for the elements. Let me see. Balance is an element by Kizzy. Xantax has the element of plants. There's the element of size as well. And then there's a bunch of other like unknown elemental masters as well. And then we have the Forbidden Five, who did they all? I think the Forbidden Five all have elements, but we don't know what they are. Like, I'm looking at Noct. I don't know how to say the plural form of his name. No, not the plural form. The possessive form of his name. Noct. I don't know. It says unknown for his element. What about Rox? We don't know her element either. Okay. So yeah, I don't know why, but in my head, I was thinking that all the Forbidden Five had were I don't know why, but I was thinking that all the Forbidden Five had the were like the first elemental masters, all of for 5 of the elements, so like fire, lightning, ice, earth, and then another element. I don't know why I was thinking that. But yeah, I think I just heard that they were evil elemental masters, and I thought, oh, they were like the first elemental masters, but they're not. I don't think. Anyways, I hope we get more lore about the Forbidden Five. I mean, I assume we will next season. But yeah, I hope so. I hope we get more on the Forbidden Five. I mean, we probably will. It's shaping up to be like, oh, the Forbidden Five are like the main big bad of the Dragon's Rising era, no fuck's sake. But yeah, the Forbidden Five are probably like the big bad. Unless it turns out like, oh, the first Winchester Master is actually a bad guy. Cause spoilers, Wu apparently caused the merge to happen. Crazy. I don't know, I mean, we will probably get some sort of explanation next season or the season after. But yeah, I mean, over the course of these 10 episodes especially, it was kind of like I was like, when the reveal happened, I was like, oh, that kind of makes somewhat sense, cause like I think in like the first episode, no, it was either in the first or the second episode. I think it was the second, or even the second or third episode of season 1 of Dragons Rising. It was like they were saying like there was a flashback and like Wu was like obsessing over the merge, being like, it wasn't meant to come this early, blah 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 blah. I've got to stop it, blah 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 blah. And yeah, it was kind of like there were some like slight hints that like, oh, Wu kind of like started the merge or was like the catalyst in the merge happening, or like he helped like start the merge earlier than it was supposed to. I don't know how to explain my thought process on that, but if you know, you know. Okay, so I really love this season. I really like this season. Two things. I have two things that I want to talk about. Okay, I'm going to talk about Zeatrix first. When I was watching it, I don't know how I felt about Zeatrix. First, I didn't like that. I don't know. There was no explanation as to why now Zeatrix looks like Beatrix. Like, and it's not like, oh, Beatrix was just pretending to be a Zeatrix through the entirety of her reign as Empress of Imperium, because Beatrix never changed her haircut to be more like what Zeatrix's haircut was like. Like, it was just Zeatrix that changed her haircut to be like more like Beatrix's. So I don't know why. I don't remember why. I don't think they ever explained it as to why she changed her hair. Like, everyone was like, oh shit, it's Beatrix. And then Zeatrix was like, no, I'm not my fucking sister. It's me. And yeah, I don't know. And it felt like to me that, like, it felt like Zeatrix was just like evil for evil's sake, and was just like pissy that her sister dethroned her or like stopped her from becoming Empress of Imperium. That's all it felt like. Like, I wish they had more of a focus on Zeatrix and like kind of slightly fleshed her out more. I'm gonna look at her wiki page actually, because I don't fully remember her. I don't remember her like actual like full-blown motivation. Okay, so basically it looks like she was just pissy that the ninja like was like I think she was just pissy that the ninja took down her sister. There's a quote at the top of her wiki page that says, when I was in exile, all I had was a dream of exacting revenge on my sister. You ninjas stole that chance from me. Seems only right to do to exact the same revenge on you. Yeah, she was exiled from Imperium by Beatrix, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna get a revenge on Beatrix. But then obviously the ninja took her down. Ninja like took her down, and so Zeatrix was pissed. I don't know why. That feels like very weak, like motivation. Like if they had like maybe a few more flashbacks, maybe of Zeatrix's like exile and like forced abdication from the throne, maybe I would like her motivation more. But yeah, it just seemed very like, it just seems like she was just kind of pissy at everything. And yeah, I don't know how to feel about Zeatrix. If she gets more development in the next season, and like you know she gets like more clarification on her motivation to like destroy the ninja, then I'd take this all back. But right now, it doesn't feel like a very strong motivation. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a very strong motivation. It's just like, hey ninja, fuck you. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it might have felt better if I feel like I would have liked her motivation more if we saw maybe a flashback and we saw, oh, her dad helped Beatrix with getting rid of Zeatrix and exiling her. And then we saw maybe her being exiled, and then when she got back to Imperium, she like saw Beatrix being overthrown by the ninja, and she was like, oh, I was gonna do that or something. Maybe we saw some flashbacks, maybe I would feel like how I would like her more as a villain. I mean, I know she is probably only supposed to be a side villain, but I also would have loved it if like she was also helping like the Forbidden Five and like Raz, like however the fuck you say his name. I'm signing out my webcam, by the way. And like maybe she was trying to like stop Jordana from like passing notes to the ninja and like giving hints to the ninja that like, hey, something's not right. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about Zeatrix. It's not like I don't like her, it's that she had more potential as a villain. So yeah. And also, okay, another thing I want to talk about. This is more of a smaller nitpick. It's in like the little scene where Cole meets up with Gio, and they go over to like this the museum, to the outside of the museum, and they see Lily's Mac, and I kind of wish there was like I kind of wish that scene had a little bit more like, I wish that scene was longer, so that like maybe like Cole could tell Gio a little bit about his mum, and because it was just like, because it was literally, the scene was basically, oh, Cole was getting some fruit and Gio was reaching for some fruit, and their like hands like knocked together, and Cole's like, oh my god, it's Gio. They hug, and then Gio was like, I need to show you something, come around here, and they get to Lily's Mac, and Gio's like, oh, this Mac was owned by past Elemental Master of Earth, and Cole was like, oh, this this might have, belonged to my mum. And then Gio just puts his hand on Cole's shoulder, and that's where the scene ends. I wish that scene was longer, and I wish, from what I got from the scene, it seems that Cole already told Gio what happened to his mum, and that she died, and that he had a strained relationship with Lou for a while. But I kind of wish that for newer viewers of the show who haven't watched the previous seasons, have only started watching Ninjago from Dragon's Rising from last year, so maybe maybe there was a little bit more exposition for them, Cole being or just maybe, let me rephrase what I'm saying. Maybe that how that scene could have played out was being Cole being telling Gio oh, this might have been my mum's, but I can't ask her. She died when I was a kid. Maybe I can ask my dad when we get home, but I'm kind of scared to, because we haven't really talked about mum's death since she died, and we had a strained relationship for a little while because we were both grieving and shit. And Gio being hey, yeah, I'll come with you, or I'll come with you, it'll be okay. Or Gio basically just comforting Cole. That's how I would have wanted the scene to go on a little longer. I mean, I understand time constraints maybe on the season, but still I would have loved that scene to be a little bit longer. Okay. Rant over. I want to get into Adrift Investigations, Turn About Blaze. Let's go. Let's go. Episode 5, Turn About Blaze, the last episode in the first Investigations game. 2 cards. One of the Black Raven and one of the White Raven. A country torn into. One to the west and one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again, the truth will reveal itself. Ooh. It's the Yetagarasu. The Yetagarasu is here. I'm guessing this episode has a lot to do with Kodopia then. You accursed Yetagarasu. Kay, you... I don't think it was actually Kay who set fire to this building. I doubt it would be Kay. I'm with Edgeworth having a little bit of tea in his office. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after a wild whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Game Water Live theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. I like that he's doing this little exposition at the start of this case to kind of give us an idea of the timeline, because I cannot be bothered figuring out the timeline of Apollo Justice. Okay, that was a shit show trilogy in terms of timeline. But yeah, I like this. Putting it all into perspective. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. You won't. Mr. Edgeworth! And here's Kay. This is big I tell ya. Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? He's never been enthusiastic about anything. And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to just find herself, you know. Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fate. Say what? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I've got something much more important that I want you to see. Oh, and that is? Take a look at this. On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The date the card mentions is today. Today, huh? Come on, we've got to hurry, the embassy awaits. I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. Never mind that, where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today? I'm not okay, you're just too wound up. Well, then you should get too wound up too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. You mean, Miss You? The woman who killed Kay's father, Bern Faraday, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom. Ugh, she makes me so mad, the phony. Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card until a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article, it looks to me as though it could be genuine. See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. So I think it's Callisto. It's possible that Callisto is there. If it isn't a clue that that woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Out the door you go. Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different colour than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. Are there two Yatagarasus at play that use the cards? Or like, 3 Yatagarasus in total. Because, we have Kay, who is claiming to be the Yatagarasu, but doesn't use calling cards. Then we have Callisto Yu, and then we have Bern Faraday, who was accused of being the Yatagarasu, but he's dead now, so that rules him out. He was murdered by Callisto. So yeah, we have maybe there's another Yatagarasu sending out a calling card. What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes? No reason at all. Very well. Seeing as how Miss You is also somewhat of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this. I knew you'd come around. Okay, where are we off? Cerebrum Neutralis. By the light of this night's glorious moon. We are ready, the Steel Samurai, ready to embark on our nightly outing. And this is where our tale begins. The Pink Princess, the one that was based on Maya some years ago in Tell About Samurai. And welcome on in, Potato. How you doing? Ha! What a coincidence! Who would have thought that Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theatre inside a foreign embassy? I think. Oh god! Oh no! Yeah, the climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai, sushi slash. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out. I drank 8 bottles of water during the game. Oh, that's a lot. That's a fucking lot of water. I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say though, this embassy is quite kind of funny. I mean, they have 2 countries sharing the same building. Well, I'm not talking about an IRL game, a video. Oh god. I missed your second comment saying you were sweating so hard in the game. Oh god. Oh god. What game were you watching? Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theatre is special in that it is a neutral zone shared by the 2 countries. Minecraft? Fair enough. So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the 2 countries. The one that's called the Kingdom of Alabast, right? Yeah, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well. Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The Jamming Ninja. No shit. The Republic of Babal is sponsoring a Jamming Ninja stage show. Ooh. That's something for fangirls like me. We've totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jamming Ninja show is going to kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end. You know, ever since I first met this guy, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja. So anyway, about today's event. What's it called again? The Kingdom of Alabast versus the Republic of Babal Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babal. These 2 countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature, and it was called the Principality of Cadopia. Yeah, so I knew this was going to largely involve Cadopia. Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, I'm alright. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split into though signs of their past remain. For example, their flags have preserved the flower and butterfly motifs to this day. Cadopia, huh? The KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Cadopia. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split into 2. However, the Yetangarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me, what were we talking about again? If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabast versus Babal Goodwill Jubilee. The 2 countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event. If that's the case, then why the verses? Also, both countries claim to own the real Primiduck statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Okay, and need I remind you to take care and not succumb to your thieving desires? Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that. Should better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know. You've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell ya. I know. And although we don't know if the Yetangarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. Okay, I'm gonna check what the achievement for this case is. So, completing this one. And then, what else? What else? So examining both the sword and the shield on the Primiduck statue with Agent Lang this episode, and then is there anything else? No, it's just examining both the sword and shield on the statue with Shilong Lang. Okay. Oh, I love this. Is that a lot of heart? Is that Lotta? Hello, Lotta. Hello. What incarnation are they? Come on, big scoop. Hey, mister, out of the way. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yeah, my instincts are directing me not to engage in conversation with her. Perhaps it would be best if I left her alone. Yeah. Lot of heart. Lot of yap. Lot of heart. Lot of yap. Okay, let's investigate this. These files were sent by Global Studios. Global Studios? That's where they filmed the Steel Samurai television show. And they've been producing hit after hit recently, so the studio is being remodeled. Oh, I read about that in the papers the other day. That mascot of theirs is also getting a facelift to him. What's his name? You mean Mrs. Monkey? Yeah, I thought it was something like that. You really have a great memory. He's a fucking nerd, we know this. Never underestimate my powers of recollection. You're just a nerd, Miles. You're just a fucking nerd, oh my god. Okay. We've got the Steel Samurai. There's a flat panel, a tape deck, and a roll of Steel Samurai videos on this desk. I suppose it's so videos can watch it, visitors even. I can watch an episode or two at their leisure. Leisure, whatever. I guess it really is just that popular, huh? Yeah, although I never thought I would see it reach this level of popularity. I wonder why they decided to call on the Steel Samurai for an event like this. I mean, it's like they intended to cut the two countries apart with the Steel Samurai sword instead. Wouldn't that go against the whole point of this event? Yeah, it would. What's some flags over here? The national flag of the Republic of Babel is on display here. The crest on it features a butterfly. It's really rare to see a national flag featuring an animal on it. No, really, I can list at least a few off for you that do. Okay then, are there any flags with really chic things on them? Chic things? That's pretty vague, okay. Although by my definition, there aren't really any flags that feature a chic object. Oh, that's too bad, because if there was, I was thinking about stealing it. And what exactly would you do with a stolen national flag, Kay? Yeah, I can think of one of a flag that features an animal on it, and that being the Wales flag, the Welsh flag, which has a dragon on it, obviously. God, I wish the dragon was on the UK flag, because that would be sick as fuck. The Welsh flag in general is just sick as fuck. I love it. One of my favourite flags, personally. There are pamphlets about the two embassies here on this table. Okay, Embassy of Alabas and Embassy of Babel. It still looks weird to me. The country split in two a few years back, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since. Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to build two separate ones, huh? I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. Okay, that's been added to our court record. What is all the hubbub? Ah! Hey, look, it's the Steel Samurai. And he's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him. Oh, it's just a baby. It's just a baby. With Maya's friend. Let's go look at him. He's just a baby. Oh my god, I love him. I love him. I will love him as if he's my own child. May I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai. Mr. Edward, what are you glaring at him for? He's just such a big fan, oh my god. Please excuse me, it's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. It looks like he's written something down here. To Edward, from Steel Samurai, Daddy, married man of Neo Tokyo. Well, an autograph. Pretty cool that you go on her, Mr. Edward. And there we have an autograph from the Steel Samurai. Oh god. Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Albert is waiting for you. And now the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the kingdom of Alabas to shake their hand. I didn't mean that. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for the two countries tonight. but rather can be thought of as goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera. In just a few seconds, the Jammin' Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Jammin' Ninja will enter the Republic of Babao. He is set to meet with the ambassador of Babao at that time. The Jammin' Ninja show is about to start. We've got to get back to our seats. Regrettably, I don't have that much of an interest in ninjas. Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If we miss even a second of the Jammin' Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you. I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay? Okay, we're off to the stage show. It's in the Babao one, right? I can't remember which one they said was which embassy we're in. I could listen to that ninja marked for death's lullaby song all day. His superb playing on that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye, and his heart-wrenching voice. Now that's the Jammin' Ninja's greatest weapon. Those pieces of Jammin' Ninja's merchandise over there. I've gotta have them. I especially want the hair sticks that selling exclusively at these shows. They're exactly the ones the hair-ring Princess Misola wears in her hair. Is that the Pink Princess? No. That's a different character entirely, I think. Anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah? You're thinking of going home, aren't you? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the Yetagarazu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank. No way! I just know the Yetagarazu will show. But I thought you said that the Yetagarazu doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase. But that card she said was a genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake? Well, how can I word this? The Yetagarazu's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now? We've got a problem. Yes. Yes? The Yetagarazu has been spotted in Alibast. What? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony. Okay. Hey, what gives? I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter. What the hey? The Steel Samurai just walked straight on through without one. Now if you don't hurry and let me through, my phony is going to escape. Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be a part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to enter through Babao and climb over the wall into Alibaba.
Hold it!
You would tell a prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally and then enter another. Okay, are you listening to me? Okay, Faraday, I'm coming through. Yeah, welcome. Someone stop at anyone. Kay! Fuck's sake, Kay. Oh my god. What the fuck is she doing? Where the fuck is she? Okay, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Okay, what the fuck? Fire, this is too big for us to handle. What? Looks like the Yetagarazu came to Babao to... Kay! Kay! You accursed Yetagarazu Kay! You'd better be alright wherever you are. Where the fuck is she gone? Okay, there's Kay, Gumshoe, and what's her name? Sheena. I told you it wasn't me!
Hold it!
Okay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Now can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edgeworth, Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's this. A murder! Of course, this is Ace attending. It wasn't me! He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yetagarazu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage. A suspicious person? A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. Why are you so worked up over there? There's no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is correct? Yeah, it's Sheena. And if you're making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? Does she actually have evidence? You refuse to answer? Come on, Sheena. I don't need to answer. Sheena. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority. Hey, Pouch, what the heck do you... does that, what you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction, the end. But it happened in an embassy, and Prosecutor Edgeworth is only a prosecutor in Japanifornia. I know I can't remember which embassy this is. But, yeah, he has no investigative authority. I don't think he would have investigative authority in, you know, an embassy. And seeing as how this building is staying on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Huh? This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babao, which means that anything that happens here defaults to the control of the Babaoese government and Babaoese law. Babaoese, I think, give them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterrestrial rights? Sarah, do you really believe that the truth is out there? Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively not nullified the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation. No way, sir. Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home. Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth. Legally, he can't do anything. In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Is that... Who's that? Miss Van Karma. Miss Francisca. Oh wait, she's... Oh fuck, I forgot. She's working with Interpol, isn't she? To work out this whole smuggling ring thing. She said it in To the Right Airlines. Ambassador Peleno, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. This guy... Who does he remind me of? Frank Sowett. The animation of his hands remind me so much of Frank Sowett. Sowett? Yeah, he reminds me of Frank Sowett. He seems mighty suspicious to me. He seems really suspicious. I bet he was the one who killed this guy. My name was my secretariat, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. BoJack Horseman reference? In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisca. Well, I never imagined I'd meet you here in all places. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct. Alrighty, what is it? Ambassador Peleno. And you are... I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Van Karma's assistant. Assistant? Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Peleno. Very well, I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Van Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. Woohoo! What do you mean by you'll be Miss Van Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face. Francisca, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. What's up your sleeve, friend? Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you should you have a brain lapse. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you're done playing games, right, let's begin the investigation. Woo! Yeah, investigation, we're getting straight into it. After like half an hour. By the way, detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babalese embassy today. And why are our police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the card they got from the Yetagarazu, they called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yetagarazu these past 7 years. It was more or less a mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation. Although, it's out of my hands. Fuck you mean it's out of your hands? How many times has Edgeworth and Francisca dropped Gumshoe's salary? What? And how many salary negotiations does this man have? Like, I swear, every case they are bringing up Gumshoe's salary negotiations. Like, how many does this man have already? Like, after every case? But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to even buy instant noodles anymore. Why is he so mean? Why is he so mean? The ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. Okay, a ceiling fan? What does one of those do? Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one ceiling. Well, if I had one of those in my room, I bet I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I slept. Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. I feel bad for this guy, he barely gets any sleep. Edgeworth and Francisca are fucking dickheads for cutting his salary. Like, at some point, this guy will be basically paying the police to work there. Like Gumshoe, you should just like sue the prosecutor's office for getting sub minimum wages at this point. Added 5 minutes, by the way. So our victim was secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Colchin. I heard that he was an admirable person, very admirable. We've heard that name before. I just can't think of who he is. Can't think of who Manny Colchin is. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. Oh, wasn't he involved with KG8 somehow? I don't remember. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Colchin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire? What in the world happened inside this room? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking cranny. Okay, oh god, what is that? Oh wait! That looks like the key thing that we saw last time. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key can't be the Yetagarazu key. Isn't this the Yetagarazu's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What, but that's her? 7 years ago? You mean that case where I was framed, sir? Yeah, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago, which was then stolen by Callisto Yu. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife. Scruff it! At the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in! Okay, yeah. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few know of this key's existence. I know that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir. I suppose I just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is that it is also a knife. There we go. That's looking. I thought. Oh, did it glitch for a second? Oh, wow, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. I knew it. This is the same piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade. I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir? I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the police marking our IDs. We don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. Sure, there's the Phoenix on the other hand, who literally used to study at university for college for art before becoming a lawyer. He would be very interested in the art motif of this, I think. The real question is, why was the Beverly's Embassy's secretariat even holding this? Well, we don't know how Mr. Culture came to possess this key. We do know that this was stolen by the Yetagarazu from the Kodopian Embassy. That's right, Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer. I believe this means that that further research is required into the country of Kodopia. Why don't you ask Ambassador Helena about what he knows? So supposedly he was a candidate to be the next Kodopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. Okay, let's, I guess, talk to Helena then. I can't believe that money fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Peleno, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That, and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Coachin's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating. Hey, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. Coupons for the Republic of Babal? I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh no, these are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babal. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babal. Now remember, the Republic of Babal is known for its feverish tourism industry. And it's starting soon, by the way. Manny Culture. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased Manny Culture. He was my secretary, and the embassy secretariat charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. And there is the ad is in progress. I need a drink, oh my god. Been doing a lot of yapping today. Been doing a lot of yapping on the stream so far. Okay. With half the ad left, we have like 20 odd seconds left. So yeah, we can just wait until then to finish this off. There's really no benefit to like going adless really, other than not being able to see ads. Ads on Twitch, very, very annoying. So yeah, and the ads should be finishing any second now. And there we go. Welcome back from the ad, everyone. He was in charge of everything: accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Oh, my nose is so itchy. Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see, please excuse my forwardness, however, I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yeah, we have at some point. KG8. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved with the KG8 incident. I knew it. I remember that. The KG8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. Oh yeah, because he was the suspect in Cece's murder. My nose is so itchy, oh my god. So your Mr. Coaching is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame he had such a bright future ahead of him. What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us to do our best is now no longer with us. Ambassador Polino, I was wondering if I may ask you about Cadopia. Cadopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. The Yatagarasu key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Coach's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh, how fascinating. Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Cadopia.
Hold it!
And how did you come to that conclusion? It is both of Cadopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose many used this key here at the embassy back when we were still Cadopia. Interesting. Ambassador Polino, this key was stolen from the Cadopian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh really? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at the time? I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babao became its own independent nation. But if Manny were still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Coltrane and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Should we... Let's talk to Francisca. Game plan. What you got? Miles Edgeworth. What is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you need to speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy? Yeah, why is she here? I was investigating at the Bastinian embassy when I got wind of this mess. And that's right, the Yatagarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well. Yeah, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an incident at the Bastinian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babalese embassy. So Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastinian embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu? Kay would never harm her soul, sir. Kay? You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? Is drinking 10 bottles of water in 40 minutes healthy? I would say no. How much are you supposed to drink in an hour? I don't know. I would say 10 bottles. I don't even know how many each bottle is 200 milliliters. How much water should you drink in a day? Like 3.7 liters? So everything is 2 liters. You just drank about 2 to 3 liters a day. So you just drank almost a day's worth of water in an hour. I don't know if that's healthy or not. Also, I'm not a medical expert, so 2 liters in 40 minutes. I don't know. That seems like a lot in 40 minutes. That seems like a lot in 40 minutes. I'm gonna say... Maybe don't drink some water for a little while, because that is a lot of water. I was playing so hard in the game. Yeah, that's a lot of water. I'm not a medical professional, so I can't be the judge of that. Yeah, but I would say that's a lot of water. Maybe not drink water for a few hours. Just, you know, let the water digest first before drinking more. It's 11:40 p.m. Oh god. Maybe, yeah, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. But again, not a medical professional, so I don't know how bad chugging 2 liters in 40 minutes is. That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday. So, she's that feisty little girl. Alright, bye. Alright, see you around, Potato. See you around. Kay's been on the trail to Yetagarazu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life. I see. Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yetagarazu just keeps on tricking us all. How so? The Yetagarazu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. The fuck you mean? Is that what Francisco is here about? But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this says? It's a breach of contract and it's going on the rap sheet. If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder though if Callisto Yu really is the Yetagarazu. Logic. I want to go in logic. I want to go into logic mode. Francisco and the secret. Is that why she's here? To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yetagarazu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Francisco, you're in pursuit of some You're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? The smuggling ring. Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babalese embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Okay, yeah, then let's talk to her then. Francisca, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of the smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you're here right now is related to that? Yeah. After analysing the intel we gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. This is what tips us off. There's a counting document. It's only 1 page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Cordopia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabastan and Babal is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. Ooh. Okay, we have something about the smuggling ring. Okay, then I guess that's all we can talk to with Francisca and what's his name? I forgot his name already. I forgot his name. Is it Papal? Paleno. What do I think it was Papal? Okay. There's Kin Sheena. The safer as well. A small personal safe. My webcam has been so weird. This was Mr. Coach's office, so perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Okay. Okay. Hey, it's another butterfly. I believe it is the symbol of the Republic of Babel. A drawing this big on the wall of the embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, detective, however I have yet to see the fruits of your desires. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. Yeah, chill out. Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on this display rack, sir. Knives, huh? Although the blades are all that made of them, unfortunately, so the handle is completely burnt off. I guess the handles all got burnt off by the fire, yeah. Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Helena, are these knives yours? Well, yeah, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babel. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alibast's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. 3. But there's only 2 on the wall there, and I can't believe the Babelese ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? Do you think the Yatagavasu stole one? There's a small release on the tanga displayed. Ambassador Pelena, what is this notch here for? Oh, that. It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them, so it can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see, so these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed. Okay, interesting. With a bunch of American ornaments here as well. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Babelese embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir? Perhaps the Babelese are studying American culture and our tourism industry? If they have plans to make the Babelese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said that if I bring these with me to Babel, I can trade them in for a few buffets. Oh, so how do you expect to travel to Babel? Well, the whole world is connected by the ocean, sir. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babel if I have to. Can a few simple coupons really motivate people to do fantastic things? Edgeworth, get his pay up, please. Okay, we have a clocker as well. It looks like this was once a magnificent ragtime clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, is it okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir? If I'm related to the days, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but... Well, there's just one clock I made myself, but the time on it, that's quite enough, detective. Don't be mean. But the time on it manages to auto. Don't be mean. I want to hear about the clocks in his house. Don't be mean to him. We have so that's forensics, and then we have this guy. That's some fireplace. You know, it really gives this place a matching quality, don't you think? Oh, if these are a staple in every Babelese house, then I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit too. Just how old are you again, detective? I want to know. How old? He's 32. He's 32. He's not that old as Edgeworth, I don't think. How old is Edgeworth in these games? I don't know. Oh, it's just after investigations. Fran is 19. So I assume Edgeworth is 26. So there's a 6-year age difference between these two. Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid that the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the secretary. But there's a possibility that it is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the prima duck statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me or does this man just look just like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Could be. Okay, we can't examine that yet. Let's go into logic, maybe? Because I don't think we have much. Okay, so lock say. Oh fuck! What? What the fuck are you? There we go. Okay. Lock safe. Wait, key on the. Wait, let me look at the. Intergarazu key. We have the. Let me flip it back. Let me flip it back to its original, to the key. Because it had the. We discovered this trick 7 years ago, and we're able to call him Miss You. Well, who would have thought that I'd see this key again after all this time? Can I? There, butterfly. It's not that far-fetched to think that the end of this key was meant to be a butterfly. Not that. Logic? Those two? Fuck. I see a clear connection between these two pieces of information. Fuck's sake, we lost something. Okay. Yeah, we haven't seen that safe. We know that for a fact that the Yetagarazu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Coach's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in his office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. Let's open it up. It appears that I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket, it literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. Ooh. What do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think that the Yetagarazu made off with everything, sir? No, detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. No one rests until they've inspected even, every suspicious looking nook and cranny. I think it's a fake wall. What is this here? It looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, right, it won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange, it's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it has two compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I say that there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of the safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment. What? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct, then there is a second compartment. How do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole inside. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me in this. One more spot of interest to me on this safe. Oh, yeah, I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mystery second lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are so sure of yourself, show me how you did this, Diana. Answer. Here. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? The Yetagarazu key? Eureka! Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca? The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it is simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more. Is that so? The person who used the safe, Mr. Cauldron, made sure the safe had two compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think something like that would allow the keyhole to hold the hidden half? It looks so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out. You can't be serious. Are you just saying this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. Why is my webcam being a dickhead? And I'll prove to you right now that the Yetagarazu's key is the key that will open it. The Yetagarazu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke. So, but this is no joke. The Yetagarazu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of the safe. You know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe? But the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. Maybe it's of the knife. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yetagarazu's key was originally made to open Mr. Koji's safe in the Kodopian Embassy. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to the safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Look at the knife portion head on. What do you see? What are you talking? Ah! It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous. Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance. Then, it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe. Yes sir, open it now sir. These items, it's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art, sir. You're in the way, now move Scruffy. I didn't think I was in the way. These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures the section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. Okay. We have deduction mode on as well. This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Beats me, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, detective? Mr. Koji's name is read here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. Wait. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yeah. The paper document that Francisca gave us. Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3? Well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer, and it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yeah, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Kojin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Babyliss ink. Babyliss ink? That's what she's investigating? Babyliss ink is a special product of the Republic of Babao. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported. And that reason is, that's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Kojin. His base was an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Kojin was a suspect in the KG8 incident. Of course I know, on top of being the head of the smuggling ring. There's the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Okay. I think we have one more thing that I forgot to investigate over here. And that is this thing, which is the third knife. Oh my god. I think my eyesight is getting slightly worse. Whatever. Is this knife the murder weapon? No shit. Why is my webcam? My webcam is being so silly. Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife. This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on here, sir. This thing practically screams artsy at me too. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine, there's no single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. Okay, that's been added to our court record, which means logic mode. What's on the handle and the butterfly about? The design of the knife's handle, it greatly resembles the special Babbly's species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here, this knife is property of the Republic of Babao. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room? Investigation complete. And our penalty bar has gone up. Are you done investigating? Yeah. I swear her hair has changed colour, or am I just imagining it? You realise now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be? Now come along quietly, Ryatagarazu, K. Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I chased the fake Ryatagarazu in here. And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Okay, so got testimony from Tina. Even your police confirmed that the Ryatagarazu infiltrated the Babbly's embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Ryatagarazu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Ryatagarazu. But is she actually the Ryatagarazu? Is she actually the Ryatagarazu? And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. I mean, as far as we know, the only reason she could be claiming to be the Ryatagarazu is because her dad was suspected of being the Ryatagarazu. And she could be like, oh hey, I want to honor my legacy. I want to honor my dad's legacy. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Ryatagarazu? Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Ryatagarazu. Look how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Ryatagarazu. My webcam freezes at the most weirdest times. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Ryatagarazu is a Ryatagarazu. Very well, then I shall prove that Kay is not the Ryatagarazu who killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Okay, for our rebuttal, aka our, what do we call it? Our cross-examination.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Ryatagarazu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need. She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. But the key was with Cochin.
Objection!
Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Embassies, I am certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Coach's body. Furthermore, the Embassies would not be so stupid as to leave the room without the documents. Exactly. But the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Then perhaps you didn't know that Mr. Coltrane had the key. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact. Need reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Coltrane was stabbed to death.
Objection!
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding a knife used on the victim with my own eyes. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for one actual second. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. But wait, if she stole the key of him, then wouldn't she just use the knife end of the key? Or did she kill him before stealing the key? Because that would make more sense, actually. The knife is part of a special 3-piece set, which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument. And that is your definitive evidence? You see now that she is definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you've got to believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. I knew you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person. That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... the body. Who's there? This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream, and when I saw her holding a knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analysed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. But the suspicious person in the black coat who came into this room before me. You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? That I don't know, but I know they came in here. That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry, I can and I will. The things can change, the handle can change. So the murderer must have changed the handle on it and just taken the handle with him. So that, and got rid of the handle on the other two knives, because it's suspicious that the handles of the knives would burn but not the knives themselves. But yeah, the killer must have switched the knives to, you know, so that, like, you know, the prince must have not gone on him.
Objection!
Like, his prince wouldn't have shown up. So the murder weapon was a knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is a blood on the blade, and yeah, there's not a speck of blood on the handle, suggesting that it was changed. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon? This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? Let's do. As you can see, the Babyliss knife has now been disassembled into two parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should be clear up any. This should clear up This should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. That's been a court record. The argument isn't airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handle.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You'll come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer. But where is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means? No, not really. The butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar, and so they do. But that's the symbol of the other embassy, not, you know, I can't remember the names of these. That's the name of the other. That's the one of the other embassy, isn't it? That's the symbol of the Alabast embassy, not the Babal embassy. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this.
Take that!
You can't be serious. It appears that you've made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of the Alabast's ornamental knives. This part of the knife handle has Babal's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Babyliss in origin. My mind thingy lag for a second there, my OBS. There we go. Hopefully my webcam is being so slowly today. Therefore, it is undeniably Babyliss in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena? After the fire had broken out. That's right. Kay entered the Babyliss embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabastian side of the building before that. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire, which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. But if it was the Steel Samurai that came over earlier, whoop, way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, for a great victory. What? Huh? Hey, why is everyone so quiet? I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name, but what worries me now is what will happen next.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? An alabaster knife here? Do you mean how did this find its way to the Republic of Babal? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing there around. Thinking while you're on the run? Now that's the way a real great thief operates. Okay? Well, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... come on. You don't have to be shy about it. Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there's still the possibility that she is the Yetiko Razu. Then again, look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yetiko Razu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Objection!
Preposterous. On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Yetiko, that in itself is the most elegant proof. Miss Sheena. Yeah? I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I'm the great thief Yetiko, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards. I will walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? What? Well, I guess we'd better get going. Going to where? To the Kingdom of Alabast? If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastrian knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabastrian Embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. Let's go. To be continued. We're gonna continue on to the next part. And then after that, we'll continue this on Sunday. This is a very, a long case, so we'll do this next part. And then we're gonna do 2 more parts after that. And yeah. And then we're gonna finish this off, next week or the week after. And my webcam is lagging because I turned on my encoding thing. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, there's Thingy, Shilong Lang. Count off. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Shifu, 99 call-out, so 99 members are most likely here and accounted for. Hey you! Yeah you, the second number 1 from my right. Sir? Yes sir? Here, birthday present for you. What? Shifu, I didn't know that you knew all of our birthdays. What kind of heart you have? Shifu, you are more of a man than it will ever be, sir. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Lang Ji says, a couple who disrespects others soon feels disciplinary by an elder. That present isn't for you, it's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother. So, his brother-in-law. Tell him I said hi and happy birthday, won't you? Yes sir. Shifu, I can't believe you remember that much about each of us. Shifu, I'm sorry, I'm so moved that I can't stop crying. Who knows their employees' brother's wife's brother's birthday? I should probably leave them to their alone time. Alright, meeting's over. Everyone, head for your posts. Dismissed. Sir. Yo, were you guys there the whole time? I got a call from Sheena, and she's already filled me in. It sounds like you're out to get in my way again. Not really. I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastian Embassy. And what if I say no? Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I have received permission from the ambassador, he is to be extended the same rights. Sorry sis, but it's not that simple. Alabast has the strictest immigration regulations in the world, or didn't you know? Even amongst my elite men, about only half of them were admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen and we might spoil the soup, if you get what I mean. How do you make such assumptions? I can't believe I'm the same age as her, she's so pissy. Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabast, Miss Von Karma. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabast are a bit of a mess right now. What do you mean by a bit of a mess? No, I told you, there was an incident in Alabast as well. This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie, just let us in already. Yeah, furry. Let us in. Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? There's the ambassador, isn't it? Isn't that the ambassador of Alabast? No, really, just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please allow these people to join the investigation. Having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It's all because I lack the strength to govern well. Please, it is nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You weakling, quirkus? Curse your frailty and inability to effect change in your country. What are you... The thing is, investigations conducted in my country happen under Agent Lang, and it is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. There you see? Oh, no way. Ambassador Albari I ask you to please consider letting them into Alabast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Babalese embassy, and he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings completely unbeknownst to me. So I asked for your cooperation in our investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Babao someday. Alright, I get it. Even if you beg Ambassador Albert, I still have to give the final okay anyway. Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in. Not so fast, my little Krogo. You're still a witness in the Babao murder. So I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babao. Tempted Gumshoe, please take good care. Please take good care of Kay for me. So it looks like it's going to be a Lang, Francisco, and Edgeworth investigation. Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. The fewer troublemakers, the better. They all hate this guy. Which is like, fair fucking enough, man. Oh my god. Fucking pissy fairy man. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah? So I wanted to ask for a while now, but the lady over there, is she who I think she is? Oh, that's right, I didn't introduce the two of you yet. Francisco Von Karma, the prosecutorial prodigy. It's nice to see you again. Oh, I knew it, you're the whip lady. You may address me as Miss Von Karma. Miss Von Karma, I leave the investigation of Alabast in your hands. Thanks. Rest assured, I'll outsmart both the smuggling ring and the Yetagarazu. The smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Francisca a bit more about them before I head into Alabast. And I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Palladino for all that he has done for me. So, let's talk to Fan first. You've made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing. Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested, was cut down before I completed the task. There's no room for further failure in my perfect investigation. In spite of that, I believe you are able to obtain some insight to the ring, correct? Why is my webcam being so silly? Here's nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following. You mean the Babyliss ink? Well, why are there restrictions on the export of Babyliss ink to begin with? That's classified information for Francisca. As your subordinate, I'm part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was as well informed as you? Point taken. Oh, very well. I'll fill you in. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zhangfa. Counterfeit bills? Yeah, as you may have deduced, the counterfeits are being made with Babal's special Babyliss ink, and it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Babyliss ink from the real ones. Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babao. That's when this document comes into play, correct? Correct. Mr. Cochin was smuggling large amounts of Babyliss ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the Embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was the head of the smuggling ring. However, there remains one tiny problem. Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink. Yeah, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile. Since we haven't been able to locate any of the items in the Babyliss embassy, we're looking into the Alabastion embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden. Mark my words, I will find them. Okay, those are added to our court record. Okay, now let's talk to thingy. Ambassador Peleno. Ambassador Peleno, I am in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. And in 5 minutes, by the way. I will, Ambassador, on my honor. Wow, you're so sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but I know that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. Coupons to Babao. He's just giving them to everyone at this fucking point. I know that's quite alright. Dude, just give them to Gumshoe. He fucking needs them. He can use them to get a discount on a plane flight to Babao. And then get an all-you-can-eat buffet. Like, yeah. Oh, how about this then? Babyliss ink. What exactly is it? It's Babyliss ink. It's fountain pen ink. And known as Babyliss ink, it's made exclusively in Babao. So this is Babyliss ink. We made it from white crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink, one dipping your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. How fortunate for me. The ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. Okay, that's been added to our court record. Great, wonderful. Guarantee to you that writing with our ink is an unforgettable experience, and since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Well, shall we get going? Why can't Gumshoe here? We put them in the other embassy. What's wrong, Kay? I didn't give him permission to enter Alabas, so I'm going to go gather whatever info we can over on the Babyliss side, okay? Alright, I'm kind of on you two. I thought they already went over to the Babyliss embassy. Right, and I'm counting on you and Miss Von Karma to sniff out clues in Alabas. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phone, do you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush on over straight away no matter where you are. That is an unfortunate way for my camera to freeze. Why is it being so silly? I'll sort it when the ad is in progress. I'll let you know when the time comes. Okay, here we are. In the whatever it's called, embassy. Is that Master Mask? Is that Master Mask? But it looks different from Wonderlight. What do you think? What do you think you're doing to my subordinate? You're Larry. Edgy, I'll thank the heavens you're here. I'm in a really, really big pickle, your lordship. The raven appeared, poof, and then disappeared. Swoosh. And though I am the steel samurai, my sword, it is fake. I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore. Who is this fruitcake? You met him. I am Larry of the House of Books, married man of Neo Tokyo, milady. I swear Francisco's met Larry before. Oh, I wasn't just dreaming that. Now I remember, this person is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles? Yeah, frighteningly enough, he is. Hey, what's with that answer? Your best buddies in a bind and you act like it's no big deal. What sort of bind are we talking about here? If something stinks, it's usually the buzz. The suspect kind. I accidentally became a suspect in a murder. I see, that is quite a bind. No, we're not that, but in the least bit surprised. Yeah. It was gonna happen eventually. I mean, he was the suspect in the first turnabout. So it was only natural that Larry, of all people, would get suspected in another murder. Yeah, I pretty much expected this news from the instant I saw this unlucky face. His name is Larry Buzz. I've known him since grade school and for as long as I've known him. He has been the world's largest source of trouble with a capital T. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? You're so mean, Edgy. If you're not careful, you might find that your tiny number of friends go down by one. Actually, it's like one other friend, that being Phoenix. That was uncalled for. Besides, you're... Wait, hold on. Larry, it was you. You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? Oh, you didn't know this earlier? I even winked at you for my headpiece. And the added sign soon, by the way. What's going on? And why are you being red? Sorry, but could you not speak to me right now? What? Edgeworth. Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play. And the edit's in progress, so I'll reread over that. But Edgeworth needs to fucking chill. Like, Jesus Christ. He needs to chill. Just needs to chill. Chill out. Well, my webcam has been a dickhead and I don't know why. I maybe need a new one. Wait, is that Logitech one still on sale? I mean, I could see a discount at Argos. Hello, welcome back from the ad. I'm looking at the Logitech webcam. Oh, fuck, it's only 20% off, 28% off. It was like half off last time I checked. I should have got it then. I'll just wait for it to go back on sale. I say that and then I don't buy it. Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play? Aha, so this is the incident you mentioned earlier. Mr. Prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Of what, you ask? Of the murder of a man who snuck into the embassy, masked the mask too. Mask the mask too. Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry is not the type to commit murder. Yeah, literally. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing. Chiefy, we've identified the victim. Good work. I'll take their report now. Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well? What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. We're not getting in and out in your way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. So no, you may not take a peek. But Agent Lang. And that is Bad, Detective Bad. We haven't seen him in a while. Sorry, in the last case, but I just hasn't seen him in a while. Agent Lang, will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Ah, yes, of course. You let the detective see the file. Prick. You're Detective Bad. You're the prosecutor, Miles, Mr. Edgeworth, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me? Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yetagurazu non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop in case a card was ever found. What incredible dedication to the case. And Detective Bad knows the Yetagurazu's MO very well, and his passion for the chase hasn't died down in these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yetagurazu. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. We're always in his debt. I like this guy, I want the man of the mask too. Would you be willing to fill me in on a few of the details? When the Yetagurazu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty and put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, the mask too, he broke into this embassy. Probably to steal some treasure or another. I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. What exactly was that man placed under arrest, Detective? That samurai? He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assure you. As you can clearly see, he is completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight, here at the Alabastian Embassy, Ambassador Albert was to give a commemorative speech. And that's when the Yetagurazu showed. But keep in mind the Yetagurazu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats for the guests who had been called to sit in them were empty. A no-show? Who was it that failed to take that seat? The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time. And where was he? Was he in here? He was on the roof with one of his legs down a chimney. Why am I not surprised? Why is my webcam being different? That chimney leads directly into this room. Larry Butts, you really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? I don't know. This man, the man, the myth, the legend. No, the man, the man, the myth, the loser, even because he is a loser, let's face it. In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Investigation time. But first. Okay, what was the achievement again? What was the achievement? It was for let me see. Examining both the sword and shield on the Primiduc statue of Agent Lang. So we examine not evidence. Examine this. No, go there. I wanna examine. There was the exact same statue sitting in the Babalese office we examined. It's a Primiduc statue. It was the national treasure of the Principality of Codopia. Okay, I'm gonna take my webcam off. I'm gonna unplug my webcam because I can't be bothered dealing with it anymore, so we're just gonna deactivate it. Just, yeah, I'll be face camless for the rest of the stream, and I can't be bothered dealing with it. There we go. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica, but both Alabasta and Babao claim to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. I won't mess until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. It's a primitive statue. There was one of these on the Babalee side as well. Hair is very valuable and made of pure gold. It was the national treasure of Canopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of these two is a replica. But both Alabasta and Babao claim to have the real thing and won't budge from the claim. One incredibly childish thing to fight about. And there was almost the exact same wall mount for the knives on the Babalee side, but I can't see any of the details from this distance. I mean, can I sort of examine it? I can examine that. The counterpart to the Babalee's butterfly is the Alabastian flower. The butterfly and the flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that Alabasta provides honey to Babao? Francisca, can you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment? Very well, let's hear what sort of profound comment you come up with. Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen, and butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How is that, Miss Fontana? The explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. But let's continue the investigation. Francisca, why can't you just admit I had something there? Yeah, come on, Fran. There are some weapons on display on this wall. A crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. It must be the counterpart to the Babalee's knives, which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cauldron. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. This big crossbow here. Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this? I wonder why there are no whips on display here. Knives adorned with flowers are on display here. I suspect that these are the counterparts to the Babalee's knives. Blades of these knives should match the blade of the knife that killed Mr. Cauldron. Yeah. What? One of the knives is missing the blade. Let's see if these two pieces and the blade and the handle fit each other. Oh shit. It's that time of stream where my bitrate goes down. Let me up a minute. Okay, there we go. Okay, the bitrate looks to be fine. Let's see if the two pieces, the blade and the handle, fit each other. Oh, they do fit. Okay. It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly. Then this means that an Alabastian knife did find its way into Babao. But how? Interesting. I can spot almost no difference between this primitive statue and Babao's. The statue's face looks a bit like that costume hero you like so very much. I wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least, I don't suppose so. What the fuck? Well, I only just realised this plant looks like the ambassador. What is it that plant's supposed to be? Francisca, can't you see that it's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba? Miles Edgeworth, as a subordinate, you have a lot of nerve telling me what you think. I look forward to your salary assessment next month. You and your lead again, except if you think you have any control of that. Christ. Okay, we have the staff here as well. It's to steal Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny, just like my heart. It comes at you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live life like bam. You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite like the symbol of power. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced the spear is up to the task. What's wrong, Edgar? You're just staring off you're just staring off into the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine. I'm okay. Did I just say anything about wanting one? Maybe I could show him up if I show him the piece of evidence. That'll point something out about this spear. What the? Not that. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? I suppose so. This?
Eureka!
Larry, about this spear. Oh, are you feeling it? Bam! I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me or is this a bit bent? Oh, no way, it's exactly as it should be, yo. I have here the autograph you wrote from me earlier. Now take a good look at this, which you drew with your own hands. You can see that the spear is clearly a different shape. What do you have to say to that? I'm sorry. When I held the spear in my hand, all of a sudden I felt super powerful. And then during practice, I was spinning it around and around. And bam! It hit the wall! Larry is such a fucking dipshit. You unbelievable. This is an embassy. I've always been like that ever since I was a kid. What a dipshit. One time on an overnight field trip, I bought a fake sword and played with that late that night. I'm just a useless hot-blooded man. Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay, so it was some field trip and I began to shadow fight with myself. No, then I meant what he said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, it's not big. It's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not what I'm asking, Larry. The samurai spear is made of metal. And somehow that move as simple as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Man, Eddie, you're so naive. Well, where did that come from? Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear. But it's not real. You can't really find something with it. Because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit it against practically anything and it would bend. It is that so. It's probably just made out of styrofoam or something. Don't tell me you thought it was real. But don't take it the wrong way. I just think that part of your personality is cute. I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Mars Edgar. That's not friendship. It's also humiliation. I think they've examined everything over here, so we look at the victim maybe? Can I? Yeah, there we go. So this is the victim, Damask 2. What is with his gaudy outfit? You don't know about Damask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. Wait, was it Francisca who prosecuted this case? Was it Francisca or Godot? I'll have to look up the stolen turnabout because I cannot remember who the stolen turnabout. Second episode of Trials and Tribulations, so it was a Godot case. Okay, so she wouldn't really know about the mask. So this thief is separate from the Yatagarasu? I thought they were for a while, but their ammo and targets were different. Damask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being guardy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about Damask. That's alright, and I'd probably hear our tales of his failure anyway. You haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. So got this blade here. So this is the murder weapon in this case. There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it? What did you expect? It's Steel Samurai Daddy's secondary weapon. I only call it his secondary because although he uses his sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns to in a real fight. You should know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai. Nerd alert! That's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of this sword is the Steel Samurai. Or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to proving him innocent. That's been added to our court record or organizer or whatever. I thought that the mask had quite the business. This guy, he's just a copycat using the name. A phony successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Akashinu. He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Damask too. The cause of death appears to be the loss of blood from the back of his neck. It seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. Yeah. What has he got in his hand? What is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. It would appear that directions on how to reach the rooms were hidden by hand. There's something written on the back as well. I'd like you to steal the Primadux statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes a note to themselves like that? If I had to guess from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Maybe a request from the Yetagarasu, maybe? Just who is the person that requested the theft of the Primadux statue? Again, the Yetagarasu, maybe. Okay. I'll be a second, guys. I'll be a second. Let's see. Is there anything else? I mean, we could examine these, but I don't think we need to. Look at this weird thing. I don't know what it is. I suppose this was the wrapping cloth the Mask 2 used to carry his stolen goods. But there's nothing wrapped in it now. I guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever it was he was out to steal. But it doesn't look large enough to, you know, take the Primadux statue. Let's talk to Larry. Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. And how about that? I've got a few things I've got to ask you too. What is it? It's like both you and him. How is it that the two of you always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side? And Francie, what about that promise you made to me? Promise? What promise? The one where you said you would model for my next book, Francie's Whippity Whip Trip. Oh yeah, Bridge, still talking about that's where they met. Yeah! I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the buzz. Well, when something stinks, it's usually the buzz. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Larice Donham now? No, that's spelled wrong and it is annoying me. Because it's supposed to be Deauxi. That's annoying me, the spelling of that. That's Donham. There we go, Larice Donham. Get that straight in your head. I spelled it wrong as well, but whatever. Now remember, you're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist. No, you got it all wrong. I gave up on that whole Larice business. Yeah, he takes it back like in apologist. Besides, when Bangelina left me and my whole heart in pieces, that's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way, and I figured I could I could through the Steel Samurai outfit. I was thinking out for a second there, I thought his girlfriend that was killed in the first turnabout, I thought her name, for a second there I thought her name was Mindy, but now her name is like, I think it's like Cindy Moon or something like that. I'm gonna look it up. Cindy Stone, not Cindy Moon. Why did I think it was Moon? But yeah, Cindy Stone. So yeah, closer names. Your inane blathering makes less and less sense each time we meet. I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as the Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it. I knew you'd know why I meant edgy. No, really, it's not so much as I understood, but a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Confess, hey, don't tell me you suspect me too. Nonsense, I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. But past experiences has taught me that you're always at the center of some insane event. Eddie, how can you be so mean and stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. So I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know. Okay, I get it. Yeah, Edgeworth doesn't have Phoenix's Magatama this time. Just stop Francie from whipping me from behind. And so, I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? Can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you're up to was probably beyond my imagination. So, will you tell me what exactly you did, Larry? No, not yet, Edgy. I'll take more than that to loosen my lips. A lot more. Confess now. Okay, well, I was up on the roof. And why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know, the wintry custom and the legendary hero. Santa Claus. Okay. Santa Claus. I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys. But when I got up there was smoke pouring out the chimney, so the fireplace was on. And well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus doesn't exist, right? Of course I know. I did graduate from junior high, you know. And you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Ah, crud. It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as prime suspect in this murder. Come on, man. What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa?
Objection!
Let's start with the fact that it would be the Ides of March in 5 hours. Santa only visits homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No! Hey, wait a sec, we're not in court. Larry, about the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that? Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know. Yeah, apparently you did. And well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. You want to talk about shock? You want to talk about shock? You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Shocked! Foolish fool, looking especially foolish for foolishly saying such a foolish excuse. Fair enough. Larry is a fucking fool, oh my god. You forgot to take something that big with you. Who would believe such a tale? Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry. Edgy, you believe me. I just knew that our friendship is something special. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name. Which means that I'll have to prove his innocence from a different angle. Okay. Okay. What's this? The person shaking hands with the Steel Samurai in this picture is Ambassador Albert. It was taken just before the murder. The Steel Samurai must be very popular. They're even usually using the National Treasure as a backdrop. I just don't understand what exactly is so great about Top Knot there. Clearly there's a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show of costume actors? Yeah. So what? So what? So what? Should we look at this again? Okay. I guess that's all that we can do. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? The photo.
Eureka!
Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about this scene, Miss Von Karma. The apparent joy on the ambassador's face as he shakes a top knot's hand. That's not it. I was trying to point out that the statue in this photo is facing a different way. You're right. This statue is a national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or a secretariat level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo and it's now facing a different direction in this preserved a crime scene. It's proof that someone touched the statue around the time of the crime. Okay. Okay, we can't examine anything else here. Or do anything else. So over here. Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. And it looks like one has been taken out. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally as lovely name. Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name. It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ. As I say, you learn something new every day. Interesting. I guess about wraps up my investigation. That's the Pink Princess. Yo, Pink Princess, how you feeling? Still feeling ill? And yeah, another strange character comes out of the woodwork. And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Alabastian Embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well. Yeah, so let's talk to her. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Pink Princess, if you'd please answer. Old bag. Me. It's old bag. This must be what they call fate. How can this happen 2 days in a row? What the? Aren't you Miss Oldbag? Why are you surprised? So you're the one that got to play the Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realize that until now. You are acquaintances with Larry? Well, yeah, we worked at the same company for a little while, you know. Oh yeah, the security place in Recipe for Turnabout? That's why it's okay, Mary, but you don't need to be jealous. I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep. But I was so noisy that I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious Edgy Poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this? I guess I've misjudged you, Edgy Poo. You misjudged him? Thought he was trying to avoid me, you know? There was no misjudgment on your part. That's precisely what I was trying to do. But it looks like the winds have shifted and he's now willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, Reggie Poo. I'll chase you forever to the ends of the earth. Please no. Isn't that just peachy? This is one of those rare times when Francisca and I actually see eye to eye. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought that you were working at Gatewater Land as the Pink Badger. What are you talking about? That was ages ago. That was yesterday. Yesterday. Look, I worked at Global Studios before a long time ago, right? Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue actually. They called you? Apparently the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly, so they called me in to be her last minute replacement. Do they not have enough people on staff at the studio? I really couldn't say no, so here I am, playing the role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. But the poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her. She's going to have a terrible time. I hate her so much. Oh my god. She talks too much. You're a rather lively old lady. Is this the first time Francisca has, you know, interacted with Woodbag? So basically, you've received a standing request this morning, correct? You got it. If you need to see it, I've got it right here. Look. It appears that she is telling the truth. Okay, we've got that added to our court record. I tell you, my friend acting moved the entire audience to tears. Yeah, tears of laughter, as I recall. But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker. I was just taking my break when I found this stuck under the door to my room. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look what it says. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your loving good night. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you'd think you could get my name right. There's no accent in my name. But it's horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? But now that you're here, Edgy I feel 100% safe. Where do I factor into this? You bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. Oh, come on, Edgy stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get. I don't like her. What were you doing at the time of the crime? What crime? Oh! After the show was over, I've had nothing but free time in my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm. Okay, so that's the chimney that Larry was trying to get down. Well, the murder occurred in the room right next to yours. Is that right? Oh, Edgy Poo, I'm so scared. Wouldn't we caress me?
Hold it!
No! 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 If you could please not clink onto my personage. In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at Ambassador Alba's speech. Oh, no, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hip started acting up and got stiff. I couldn't move at all. Can you provide proof of your condition? Maybe just go ahead and ask the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theatre all the way to this embassy. I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. Prosecutor Van Carver, I've brought the police dog as you requested, sir. It's missile! It's missile! Oh my god! Good work, you may leave now, officer. Oh my god! This dog. I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for the Etagarazu. Oh my god, looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in this country too. Oh, hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's the police dog Gumshoe's been taken care of. I think its name is Missile. What a fine name for a police dog that dashes out in front and attacks. That action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve the case for us, you know. Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go. Oof. Oh. Oh, look at him. Good dog. You really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here? What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but like Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog? No, bad Missile. He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for her to eat that. It's just a meat substance snack featuring the steel samurai. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's quite a bit of information you gathered there in a single quick glance. We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place. Larry. It looks like that snack wasn't all Missile found. Oh, what do we have here? It appears to be a lady's undershirt. I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing? I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like the shirt would even fit him. A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt? What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it. So, Wendy. Oh wait, we can just spit like that. Yeah. Like that. If you could please take a look at this brown coloured undershirt. Oh, HGP, what is the meaning of this? Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask and I would have gladly given you as many as you'd like. Thanks, but no thanks. This shirt was found here at the crime scene. What? Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it's doing here? I know nothing. Nothing, I tell you. What? Well, I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that shirt, but I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know. Wearing that pink princess costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect. You're too cruel, Edgeboo. Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room? Of course I am. If I had been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm and relaxed as I am? I tell you, it's always like... Okay. Well, I don't believe she is lying about her actions. So I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room to this one. I assume the samurai dog was also yours? Ah, that brilliant mind of yours. You really can see through everything about me. And so the feeling of dread continues. But I suppose I should ask for more details. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it? Oh, of course, I'm forever yours, my edgy way.
Hold it!
If you could please just stick to what I asked you. Edgy, are you and Mrs. Oldbag? No. You really don't change, do you? Or will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy. At present? Studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to power them all into the push cart just to move them all. Those studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy? So did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, if you don't just ignore me and my question, are you gonna stick up for me? About that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room because of my bad hip, you know. And there they were, the samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor. I suppose you have to make preparations for distributing them after the show. Well, if by preparation you mean sampling them as well. Excuse me? Oh, I tried one and I thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they are for a kids show, the taste is probably for kids too. But they were so good at that, I couldn't stop. So I went back into my room. I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes. As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, this is... What is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy boo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me. Okay, we've got samurai dogs. Looks like the lesson for today is that when the steel samurai and the pink princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. Okay, guess all we can do now is go to logic. Still in the chimney, use the fireplace next door. There's no trace of this room's fireplace being used. And your point is? Smoke was supposedly pouring out the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least according to Larry, this is a contradiction of facts, is it not? Are you sure he wasn't just disorientated or something on the roof? There's testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose that the smoke from that fireplace went? I see, so what you are proposing is that the smoke came out of the chimney the smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Mrs. Oldbag's fire. So basically the fireplace of neighbouring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you are implying? Precisely. Is that the result? Did the shirt from next door and decide to change it next time? Yeah. The lady's undershirt that Miss Al found. Why are you getting all excited over holding onto a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. If you know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry up and please return it to her already. You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet, despite that, Miss Al found it in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undershirt. Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall? Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected to the same chimney. Leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order. Okay. There's an X in the back wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can't get a better look at it. Oh. What in the wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighbouring rooms. The neighbouring room? There appears to be nothing particular about the next room, but the fact is that there is nothing special about the next room. It's impossible. What's important even is the fact that there's a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms, but how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as Damask 2's killer now, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip even, so she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask 2's murder. Investigation complete. It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on, I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Very well then, if you're prepared. I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good, I'm counting on you, AJ. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie? I know that there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. And what's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, AJ? Curse you, I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world and then kill myself. And throw everything into mass confusion. You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Even if you make that face at me, it's no use. A man who is ready to die is strong-willed, you know. Larry, it doesn't matter what soft, hair-brained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Edgy. Although, allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case. Now, I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time, I will tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, works. Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did up on the roof tonight. Okay, a testimony. After the show, I left the pushcart in the rose garden and came into the embassy, okay? Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered about. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you not to lie to me anymore. It's kind of ultra embarrassing. And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? AJ, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I couldn't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out of me. As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie. I have every intention to, for I am not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter. Come on, Larry, don't lie to us like this, man. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. You suddenly wanted to play Santa. Well, I dressed up as Santa once before already. That was down at God Lake. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me. Yeah, because at God Lake, it was suspected that I just killed a guy, Robert Hammond, but that wasn't the case. Sounds like you guys share a lot of history. A perk to being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all. Actually, it is worth delving. Is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal? Yeah. Actually, I believe in the case of this man playing Santa is actually quite a big deal. Are you saying that your body isn't exactly made of Santa quality stuff? Precisely. Hit the nail on the head, Agent Man. Hey, AJ, that's so incredibly mean. Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world? Of course I know that. I did graduate from junior high, you know. In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me who you were delivering a present to. I was delivering a present to a child not basking in the warm glow.
Objection!
That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard, but a lie is still a lie. You should know how to kick a guy when he's down, you know that. In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present to was most certainly Wendy Oldbag.
Take that!
Interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spread lies about me. I totally didn't want to see Miss Oldbag so much that I tried to go down the chimney. Ow! I advise you to stop right there and you're basking of a lady. Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever have to want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Define wrong impression. I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one important fact. That it wasn't. Not that one. Wrong thing. That it wasn't, Mindy. That wasn't Mindy, because it was supposed to be Mindy, right? That was playing the Pink Princess. But, you know, she got a bad cold, and, you know, was off, so Oldbag had to step in. So, and Larry probably just didn't know that. And that fact is best summed up with this. Why don't we just... Why did it go the long way around to get to that piece of evidence? Larry, I'd like for you to take a look at this piece of evidence. No way. But it's not really all that important, is it? Yeah, it is. It's always like this. You acting so high and mighty, and then you bully me. That's why I refuse to look at it. Be quiet and just take a look. Well, if you say so, Francis, only because you say so. Some people never change, even if it's their attitudes do change at the whim of women. So, what's up with that anyway? Why, it's proof that you never even knew existed, of course. Oh, is that all? Well, I don't need it right now, so I'll just give it back to you. What? Hey, I've got you on the ropes now, don't I? What was that piece of evidence when related to the question at hand? I need to think through this one more time. Now, I didn't know one very important fact when he tried to sneak into the old bat's room. And that bat is... Oh god, what? Oh, the stand-in request.
Take that!
Why didn't I just use that? This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with the actress. But that's not true, AJ. Lies. Lies, we know that. She's the one with the hottest for me. I just know it. I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. Larry, sexy beam, I tell you. Okay, that was fair. That was fair. You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. That was fair. You haven't matured at all since we last met. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yeah? This guy, he's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it. I suppose you could put it that way. Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Why do you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy? To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy even had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure. Hey AJ, looks like I've got the hang of this court thing now. But we're not in court at the moment, Larry. Shut up, I see what's going on here, and it looks just like what you do in court. I guess old by here still has something he'd like to say. Langji says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. How many Langji quotes is Shilong Lang gonna fucking whip out, man? Oh my god. His whole memory is just filled up with Langji quotes. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle of wits. Yeah, that'll be impossible, mate, for you. Larry, have you forgotten that I should lose your victory prize? Have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest. I'm so tired right now. I'll finish this part. So you think that all I wanted to do was go visit Mindy? Yeah. Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Then to top it all off, I became a suspect in a murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? Because you had the hots for the actress? Hey, someone say something! Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this? Not as a confession, but as testimony? So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim, claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that? Yes. So it was you. You're my stalker. But should I warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused. She is so obsessed with Edgeworth. Added 5 minutes, by the way. Yeah, she is so obsessed with Edgeworth. I'm so inspired. He's such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man. I don't completely disagree with that. He is an idiot. He is an idiot. I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there is nothing further for me to prove at this point. What do you mean? Of course you've still got something to prove. You still have to show some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy. Proof, you say? Remember, AJ, everything is evidence in court, right? I mean, evidence is everything in court. Larry, but I understand your point. Wait, what did you say? Everything is evidence in court. That's what he said, not evidence is everything. He said it the wrong way around. Yeah, see, I'm totally pro this now. Very well. If you wish to see the evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. Let me just check this Discord ping. We'll leave quickly. Yeah, you wanted to go visit Mindy because of this.
Objection!
Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter. Hey, why are you showing that thing to me? Wendy, I'll be sending on you from above tonight, your loving night. Well, isn't that just romantic? But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing. You can pretend to be ignorant all you'd like, but it's written right here. It's not a proof that you are not out to meet the old lady, but rather that you are attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. Well, part of this letter shows that the person Larry had intended to meet was Mindy. This here.
Take that!
God, Larry has worse handwriting than me. Like, his I here in that looks like an E. And yeah, his eyes look like E's. Larry, I suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again. What the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English. You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me. It's so embarrassing. Isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching, but they'll have to wait until we're off this crime scene. Yeah, just see from the scary man. Sure, if you're willing to make amends. Starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. That wasn't me. Come again. It's a fake. Someone's out to get me, so they made that fake letter to set me up. I accept your defeat graciously, but you guys are being so mean.
Hold it!
Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have certain unique features to their handwriting. Ergo, all you have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours, and we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter. I'll never write another thing in my life. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight, you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting, the autograph. This autograph and our mysterious letter, if we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our questions soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure. I'm sorry. I did it. It was me, causing trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy. So he finally confesses. I saw the pink princess being carried around in a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? It was a chimney or bust, Edgy. Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney? What a criminally overactive imagination. Well, at least I was honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door. You could have just sent it Larry though. Or Steel Samurai. No, you're Loving Knight. That way, she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down through the chimney. Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure at conveying said sentiment. I'm really sorry. I decided soon, by the way. Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. However, I always knew you weren't a killer. I told you to trust me. And the ad is in progress. I need to put my phone on charge, actually. So I'll do that now. Where the fuck is my... There's my extension lead. I need a drink, actually. And I don't have much of my Victor left. Well, no, it's not Victor. It's like apple and blackcurrant juice, but I just call it Victor because it's basically the same thing. Oh, look, I thought to use accessories. Fuck's sake, what the fuck? Let me put my phone on charge, please. There we go. And only like 10 seconds left of the ad. There we go. Welcome back from the ad, everyone. Welcome back from the ad. Because at the very least, I'm going to test to that about you. Edgy, we've lost a lot of valuable time because of you. Ow! In any case, I believe we can say that we now know exactly what happened. Mr. Larry Butts sought to climb down the chimney, not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door. Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay? Ow. Hey, what? Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says I'm not off the hook yet? It means that the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? There are two layers of suspicion hanging over your head. That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night, but the bloodstained samurai sword that was left on the crime scene, as long as there is no satisfactory explanation for that, This wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. Eek. Actually, that guy, he looks like he's seriously about to take a bite out of me. I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial. Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got. I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon, but the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high stakes gamble, but this is one gamble I can't afford to lose. Let's go. I was the one who found the body of the victim demasked too. Beside him was a samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead because Larry left it here like a dumbass. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect Larry bought in here too. Isn't it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership? But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on from you. If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi? You're accusing me of fabricating evidence? Do you think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do. This man has some serious issues with prosecutors. But come on, I can't think of something as complicated as that, right, AJ? Yeah, Larry's a dumbass who can't think of anything up like that. Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you, or me for that matter. I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. Okay, why Larry? Okay.
Hold it!
Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood? Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the tests, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. The sword was made to only be used on stage, so it's not sharp. But it is pretty weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. No. It was stabbed. It was a stab wound. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with the sword. This is definitely a fake sword. And for some reason I thought the victim was stabbed to death in the back of his head for some reason. Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let it slip by. Let's put that there. That statement just now stands in contradiction to this piece of evidence. Fuck. And your logic is so badly in need of repair that you might as well throw it out too. This is the real deal here. Courtroom mannerisms are worthless at a crime scene. You guys don't sort the courts. Maybe the samurai spear, because I assume that these two things are made out of similar things. Because they're both like performance pieces for the samurai, and our penalty bar has gone away, meaning that we probably got this right. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? Hey, it's a long spear, right? We used to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down. Spears are the weapons of heroes throughout history. It's the next most efficient weapon after the whip. I think the whip is in a slightly different category. So what's your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon? No, I simply want you to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent? Precisely. Apparently a certain troublemaker hit against the wall in this embassy earlier. And as you can clearly see, the insides of the steel samurai weapons are hollow. In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow, let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet, there is not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that? Oh yeah, the sword and the spear are made out of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they'd made them out of better stuff because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of the play for not doing it in the show. This little samurai special move was changed tonight because of him. Damn, Larry is such a dumbass. Ouch! That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear. Yeah, let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy per se, so all I can do now is let the chips fall where they may. Using guesswork and taking risks in place of real logic is hardly the Von Karma way. It's neither smart nor very clever. Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I'm not a genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. Because he used a lot of fake evidence and shit. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken. For no one should have conceived the notion to convict all defendants in the first place. What a foolishly foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all the defendants are found guilty in court. There's nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory.
Hold it!
That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And if that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk out towards the truth. You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor. But you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed the mask too, without bending it. So what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need? Of course, why use evidence even he can't refute? This is it. It's time to bring this to a close. Okay, we've got another testimony. It's possible to use a samurai sword to kill someone, and under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So, isn't it only natural that suspicion would fall onto the owner of said weapon? How long do you intend to cling onto that preposterous theory? As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of this embassy. There's no stone we've left unturned, and we have managed to come up with only one logical conclusion, that the only place inside this embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword. You left no stone unturned. Is that a fact? If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Yeah, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Let's go. Let's go here. Press this.
Hold it!
The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword. That's right, even with luminol. Which means that there are no possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that the samurai sword is the weapon? Maybe? If you believe that there is no other door of possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you. And how do you plan to do that? By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon. Ha! The real murder weapon. I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy, and they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as the weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis? Of course. Because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation. What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games, and I don't appreciate it when people like you slander my men. I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely, that there is something your men couldn't even lay a finger on, and that item is the real weapon. Alright, then I'll play along for now. This real weapon that killed the Mask 2. What exactly is it? The real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this.
Take that!
I forgot to write in Alabast's embassy room for a second. The national treasure of Alabast. You mean the Primadox statue? Yeah, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it. Ha. You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babao. The two countries' precarious relationship tethers in the balance over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined. Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction the statue facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Go look for Ambassador Albert and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue. Shifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words. He is most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please let's be rational about this. Langshi says, just go already. Yes, sir. Shifu? Yeah? I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the Primadox statue. I see. Wait, but then the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I will go speak with the ambassador personally. Save your breath, you may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. I guess you've gotta be tough when you're representing the whole country, you know. Agent Lang, what do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already. What? But Shifu, what about causing an international incident? Quiet. Damn. I'll take the fail if I have to later. Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine. So if someone is to take the responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? If we're going to talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. Alright then. Let's talk and more investigation. If you want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a chemiluminescence test on the statue. A luminol test? Ah, good thinking. If the statue is a real murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay, let's get the forensics team in here. Ooh. Heh, looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess this means that this is the real weapon that killed the Mask 2. Indeed. But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill the Mask 2, so the charge remains. We are hardly done examining this statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is the real weapon, I believe further examination is required. You think so? Okay then, knock yourself out. I'm gonna get this achievement. I'm gonna get this Steam achievement for this case. With his sword drawn and ready, there's a certain aura of valor around him. Lang Ji says, those who hold a sword hold an equally strong will. It's said that the weapon one holds reflects the strength and will of one's character. I wonder if this was created as a show of the country's majesty. Ooh, then what does Francie's whip say about her character? It says that I'm ready to accept punishment on those who would break the law. Why are you going at me? I thought you understood that I'm not the killer. I believe in your case, she wishes to exact punishment before anything else happens. There's a shield on his back. I wonder if that's supposed to mean that his back is covered. Long, she says. Those with a shield on their back deflect all enemies behind them. It means that he is ready for any blindside attacks that may come his way. Agent Lang, there's no need to attach overly complex meanings to such a simple thing. Ha! You didn't seem to get Long Ji's saying, so I was just explaining it to you. The saying itself is what I was referring to when I said overly complex, you know. And that is the achievement, and we have a massive fucking handprint on the bottom here. And what do we have here? This dirty smudge. It looks like a handprint. What's a definitive bit of evidence? Like you've done it good in the hair. Looks like we've got some fingerprints to analyze. Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now. Hey, forensics guy. I want results on these fingerprints ASAP, you hear me? Who's it gonna be? Agent Lang, I had the analysis results, sir. Good, and? Sir, about the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babali's embassy? Yeah? The prints belong to him, sir, to Manny coaching, sir. What the fuck? But that's... What's going on around here? No, that's impossible. Each Primidoc statue can only be handled by someone of that country, but by the very fact that Mr. Coachin's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. This statue is actually Babal's Primidoc statue. Impossible, it can't be. The statues weren't switched. Larry never once stepped foot on Babali's soil, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Alabastrian knife in Babal. And Damask too was killed on Alabastrian's soil with Babal's national treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yetagarazu who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they were to form. And to be continued, and we're gonna continue this on Sunday. Let me just save. Yes, save complete. And go back. There we go. And exit game. Let's double save. And let's double save. There we go. Go back. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go right out, and the cat is on my bed. Muggle, muggle, muggle. But yeah, I'm gonna go raid out. I'm very tired, so I'm gonna go get ready for bed. So yeah, let's just see who is live. Who's live? Let's see. Nordic. He's playing a bit of Valorant, so yeah, we're gonna go play him. Not play him. Raid him. Raid him. And yeah, we're gonna go raid Nordic. You can tell I'm tired. I've been streaming for a little bit. But yeah, he's been playing he's playing a bit of Valorant with some people. So yeah, go enjoy his stream. I hope you have enjoyed this stream. As always, my socials are in the commands that are only active during stream. They are also in my About Me section on Twitch and in the description on YouTube. Hope you have enjoyed, and I shall see you on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. BST / GMT +1 UK time, 7:30 p.m. UK time. And yeah, I shall see you guys then. Bye guys. Bye.